What's good, YouTube? It's Ray Jarrell. So in today's video, I'll be bringing y'all part 1 to my pistol bunch mini scheme. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. Now, a couple things I do want to say before I get to the actual video is if we get this video to 75 likes, then I will be bringing y'all part 2 to the scheme. So you might be wondering, real, how come you set like goals on video? So the reason why I do is because it's going to be hard for me to put all this stuff into one video, I should say. So I like my videos being between about 15 to about 17 minutes long, or less than that even. I don't like to have y'all sitting watching this for 25, 30, 35 minutes. To me, that's just a little much. So I'd rather just split it up into 2, if that makes sense. But I also need to know if y'all like it. So that's why I just asked y'all to set. That's why I set a like goal to see if a lot of y'all like it. Then of course I'm gonna put out part 2. But if nobody really likes it, I'm just gonna move on to something else, if that makes sense. So anyways, let's go and hop into this. So as far as personnel wise, I just like having my best receiver in the middle. Now, to make this scheme work, you don't need your receiver in a specific spot. Honestly, you could just run just 3 good receivers in this spot. But just me personally, if you have a team like the Bills who don't have 3 just dominant receivers, then I'll put my best receiver here, then I'll put my second best receiver where John Brown is, and you'll see why. That'll probably be in part 2 when you actually see why that's pretty important. So in part 1, I'll be focusing on more of when to run the ball, and I'll be showing you nice dots that you can do to complement it. So part 2 is going to be more deeper, pushing the ball deeper down the field. So part 1 is you're going to be able to dot up any coverage down the field. You could hit about a 10-yard gain, you have a 15-yard gain here, but you just won't be going really further than that unless you make somebody miss, of course. But let's talk about when I like to run the ball. So the run plays I'll be showing that I really like. I really love halfback draw, and I love halfback zone, and I love the counter versus certain defenses. Now, the only run on this playbook I don't really like is going to be strong power. Strong power used to be good in the older Maddens, but it's not as good right now. So in this Madden, I should say. Now, it's all going to depend on what personnel they come out in. So let's talk about if they come out in a lighter defense, meaning 3 down linemen. So let's come out in something like cover 4 drop. And then against cover 4 drop or any lighter defenses, normally I like the draw or the counter, and I'll show you what both of those look like, and also have gameplay as well. The gameplay is going to be on. I'll let you know what the gameplay is going to be about here in a second, but I just want to show you something. So let's look at the run fit. So if you don't know how to look at run fits, you hold L2 and you want to press square, and that's going to show you the left side run fit. And then if you hold circle, it's going to show you the right side run fit. So you see how both the safeties are in the run fit right here, and both the outside cornerbacks, slot cornerbacks, are in the run fit. So what this means is that it's going to be really hard to run the ball outside, just because of how the run fits are. So that's why I like to run the ball up the middle for any type of 3 down lineman front. So right here, this should be draw. So I am going to flip it because I like to flip the draw, and I'll show you why that's important here in a second. So a lot of times what you're going to notice, that doesn't happen usually a lot of the time. A lot of times they're going to hold their block. And also you don't really want to run the draw if they have a good D tackle, and I'll show you what other run play I like to run if they have a good D tackle. So let's just say they don't, but a lot of times you're still gonna get good blocks as long as you can follow your blocks right there. You see we're able to get some pretty good yards. Now I'm not gonna sit here and spam this play, of course. I'm able to go ahead and move on. So the other play that I do like is gonna be this counter. So with this counter, you don't want to break it to the outside. So I'll show you here in a second what it looks like. So everything's gonna crash, and you want to kind of follow right up the middle. Like I said, you don't want to run outside because you don't want to turn into a foot race, because this year in Madden, getting into foot races isn't really the best thing to do. So I'm gonna run that counter again. Like I said, there in the 3 down lineman set, run the counter. You'll be able to run that all day almost, unless things like that will happen from time to time where you get chased down from the backside. But that happens a lot in practice mode. In game, it happens every now and again, but it doesn't happen as much in game as you'll see in practice mode. And you can play around with ID and whoever you feel like they'll actually block better. So maybe this time we'll try ID in him. You see how that time they're able to kick him out, and Stephon Diggs actually blocks a corner. So we potentially could have had a 1-play touchdown if everybody would have held their blocks, I should say, or a big gain, I should say. Not really a 1-play touchdown per se. I like saving that for passing terms. But anyways, I guess I'll show you one of man coverage, just what it looks like, because some people will come out in 3 down lineman sets just to play man. Let's just say they even put their safeties in purples, which, by the way, if y'all didn't know, safeties in purples is terrible run defense. And I'll kind of show you right here if I get a good chance. So you see how that hole was created? Now, Devin Singletary is not the fastest running back, but that hole is going to get created, and then you'll be able to just turn it up. So you always want to turn the run up. Don't try to run sideline to sideline. It's not really worth it, to be honest with you. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before I show you some gameplay is this style of defense is 2-4-5 odd. Well, this 2-4-5 double A gap has zero chance of stopping this formation, because if somebody's gonna line up in any kind of, if somebody lines up in any kind of, I'm gonna walk all my linebackers down, you want to run halfback zone. So that's the play I clicked on. I know I didn't say it, but that's the play I clicked on, halfback zone. So what you want to do with this play, you want to take it and turn it right up there and hit that little gap right there, or the gap could be to the left or to the right. And I'm also going to show you gameplay of this very thing, because this is what you'll see online. Most people, when you come out pistol bunch, they're not going to want to come out in 3 down lineman set. I was just showing you that in case they do, because people are unpredictable. But most people will come out in something like this when they want to kind of get pressure on you. So let me just show you how you're just gonna make them pay, pretty much. I mean, look at this. I mean, the potential is there. All you gotta do is make one person miss. Now I will kind of show you some different coverages, like to say that it was bluffing it, right? And after this, I'm gonna show you some gameplay on this. But you always want to look to turn this ball up somewhere. You see, anyway, the hole was there, but I do want y'all to check out this gameplay. Now, the next play I do want to talk about is going to be Saints Flood right here. So with this play is honestly really slept on. So anyway, I'm just going to get to the setup and I'll talk about it a little later. So what you want to do, you want to press triangle, press circle, and you want to smart route that route. So now it's going to be ran at 10 yards. Next, I like to take square, put him on a hitch, just like this. And then I like to take my running back, put him on an option route. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We need to move the ball. So when you run this play, when you run this particular play, you want to make sure that your bunch is on the short side of the field. So this is one of the plays I like my bunch to be on the short side right here. So now let's reset that up. So take circle, put them on a smart route them, just like this. Take square, put them on a hitch. And now you want to take R1, put them on the option route. So the reason I said move it over, because I like this option route. I like this route sitting on the right side. I don't like it sitting on the left side. And I'll show you what that means in a second. So I like running this play on 1st and 10. Why? Because I can smart route this guy right here, and then also you want to take X and smart route X to make his route a little bit deeper. Now from here, you want to take square and motion him across, and now what we created just pretty much is double high lows, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So I am going to go and replay and kind of show you why that's open, and I'm going to show you how that's going to be consistently open every single time. And as y'all know, I do give y'all gameplay, so I'm not just making some stuff up off the top of my head. I'm showing you this stuff actually works in game. So the reason this is effective, why, is because this hitch route, since there's no flat route getting ran out here as of this second, he's going to be the new flat defender. I believe it's him. Yeah, I believe it's him, because he's in a deep third. So he's going to be able to get sucked down right there. And since he's in a deep third, his job is just to keep getting back. So that's why he's going to keep getting back there. And then look what happens. So now we're going to be able to have a nice, easy dot. And this is if they're not zone dropping. I'll show you what happens if they start zone dropping. And then, of course, I'll be showing you some gameplay. So now y'all probably start to see why I break it down into 2 parts, because there's a lot I want to give y'all. So let's talk about the next read. So this is most likely always going to be open. You just want to lowball that. He'll never be able to make the interception playing like this. You'll always be able to lowball this. And now, as a last read, or if you wanted to, you can make this your second read, which I personally feel like you should read here, here, to here, to here. Because you see right here in cover 3, you'll be able to throw that real easily. All you got to do is pass lead that to the sideline. You don't even need to lowball that. Just pass lead that to the sideline up in here, and you'll get a nice possession catch. And then the good thing is that if for some reason there's zone dropping, then that means this person will be up here, and then he'll just be sitting right here on the sideline. You see he does come back and stop. He'll be right there for an easy little check down. So you see we're targeting every area of the field. So check it out. I'll give you kind of an overall zoom. Look at that. We're attacking literally every spot of the field. So that's why I did want to take my time and break it down. And I will show you get some other coverage shells, of course. So let's talk about cover 2. So with cover 2, it's literally going to be the same concept. I wonder if they roll down. I know last video I was talking about it, but anyways, they don't for some reason. But he's going to take circle, put him on a smart route, take square, put him on a hitch, take X, smart route his route, take R1, put him on an option route. Now I know this sounds like a lot of adjustments, but you'll be able to get this down packed. It's not really that many once you just understand what we're trying to do. So right, we're going to go ahead and motion him over. Then we're going to snap the ball right here. So then boom, as you see, square's going to get kind of open. You can still throw that, and I wanted to show that because I will show you in gameplay that you can still throw that kind of stuff, but I'll go into replay and show you what's open in cover 2 so you can understand for yourself. So like I said, your first read's always going to be that hitch, and anytime if you see a defender behind him, like he is, you can throw that hitch. I know it looks scary. I know it looks, you just need to lowball it. Do not regular pass. You have to lowball if you want to throw that, because then you'll get this kind of animation where he just doesn't do anything, but he's like over the top of him. So that's, if I see that, I'm throwing that 10 out of 10 times. Now in cover 2, sometimes this will get open, sometimes it doesn't. You just need to be aware of that. Now you'll always have this in cover 2, always. And another thing you'll always have, if they're not zone dropping, you'll always be able to throw that. Or if you're not safe with that, simply just come here. If you're not safe with trying your luck right here, then just simply throw it right here, and then that'll be open all day, as you can see. So your read progression, of course, in cover 2 is going to be here to here to here in cover 2, because most of the time people will be start zone dropping and things of that nature. Now I do want to talk about man coverage, because you're going to notice that you can have a couple different things open. So the thing I like about this formation is that they can't come out in 3 down lineman set. So a lot of times they're gonna have like linebackers matched up on receivers, and you're gonna see that even in gameplay that I had some linebackers matched up on my receivers. So I'm just gonna quickly do the setup just so you can see it right here, and then I'm gonna show you what's basically up. So you want to look between circle and X to R1 basically, because in man coverage we know option routes turn into those little corner route breaking things right there. And I was trying to throw it to show you, but I will just hop a replay really fast, and then after that I want to talk about zone drop real quick, and then we'll get into gameplay. I'm sorry, this is kind of a longer video right here of explanation. So right here you see we are going to have that open, so that can beat man, especially if a linebacker on, which 9 times out of 10 that will. And then also right here, this is what I was telling you about. So we put them on an option route just so we can always have this option to throw this. And also this route does a great job of break. You see how it's a sharp cut, like boom, it's sharp right there. I'll show you one more time. You see how it's sharp? You can throw this out here and then just try to possession catch that, and then 9 times out of 10 you'll be good right there. So that's what I want to talk about that real quick. I do want to show you some I want to show you some zone drops. So if they turn the zone drops on, what would it look like? I'm pretty sure you're curious about that. And after that, I promise I will get into some gameplay. So let's go ahead and put our curl flats on, like, I don't know what people will probably put them on 25 just because of the things you can do out of here, and I'll explain that in part 2. But let's go back to big nickel and let's just go to cover 3. And now let's go back to pistol bunch, and then let's go to Saints flood right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it up real quick, and then also I'm gonna show you what it looks like against pressed coverage. So in press coverage you'll see you have if they're not zone dropping, then you'll have that circle route open all day. But anyways, say they're zone dropping at 25, right? So all you want to do is just make a read. Ooh, wrong person, but you can still throw that even if they're not zone dropping at the right depth. So I'm gonna hop in replay real fast and show you replay. Just quick overview, because like I said, I know this is kind of long, me explaining it, and I appreciate y'all for being patient, but this is a really good play where you have to understand what you're doing out of it. That's why I'm taking the time to break it down, because you have to understand. So this is what I'm telling you about. If they're gonna zone drop, you can throw that immediately out there. You'll be able to turn that upfield and get a few nice little few yards. And right here, if they're zone dropping, sometimes you could throw this on the break and lowball it. If you're gonna throw that, you have to lowball that, and then they'll do like a little fall down animation. I promise that to be open. Now this hitch, don't throw that. I probably wouldn't. You can still throw it, but be careful throwing it. I would try to playmaker him if they could, but realistically, if you see that open, just throw that if they're playing them at 25. So yeah, that's everything I like to do. So here's some gameplay of it. Now, the last play that I am going to talk about is going to be this spot option play right here. So one thing that you want to do when you run spot option, you don't have to, but I recommend running it to your bunch to the wide side. So I'm going to go ahead and, of course, as you see, I just moved the hash. So I recommend running this to the wide side. Now, for your setup, all you want to do is take circle, put them on a streak, and that's literally it. So the next thing you need to do, though, you just need to take them, motion them out, and then a good thing's going to happen right here. So right here, you're going to see squares is going to sit wide open. And like I said, this is against cover 3, and that's going to happen pretty much every single time. Now, I'm not going to go into replay just this second. I want to run it for you one more time and show you what else is open. So you just want to take circle, put them on a streak, and then motion out square. And then also one of the things, if they're not zone dropping and they're not getting a chuck animation, you'll be able to have that exactly right there. Now some of the times they're not gonna chuck them like that, but I'm gonna run it one more time just so you can see. Now I want to go into replay after that. So you just want to take circle, put them on a streak, motion them out, and I'll explain why this gets open here in a second. As you can see right there, that's kind of what it'll look like. Let's see if I can even throw that. Okay, I just wanted to see if I could throw it. I normally don't make that read against cover 3. I just was curious, but let's do hop and replay and just get serious real quick. So in the replay mode, as you're about to see, your first read is always going to be here. So all you want to do is read that. You see that's wide open. Now since this is actually a spot option route, So this is actually an option I'm trying to say. So in cover 3 and cover 2, no, in cover 3 and I think cover 4, what this tight end does, he sits in a curl, and this curl route is going to get open 10 out of 10 times if they're playing cover 3. But I'll hardly ever read this side, to be honest with you. But we do have a nice concept over here with the swing route, and we have a curl route. So if the user wants to fly down over on this side, like let's say they see this, let's say they see you motion them out, and then they want to fly down and try to guard this, and maybe they have a zone drop set to cover that, or maybe they're in cover 3 or something and they take this away, you can always have this. So look at this linebacker, like he's just not going to play that, and that's going to stay true anytime they're in cover 3 because the computer recognizes it. I'll show you right here. So you see how he can either break a post, he could break it out, or he can run like a curl. So that's what I was telling you about. So now let me show you cover 2 so you can understand what that person does and what coverage. So I'm actually going to press 2. So just take a circle, put him on a streak, go ahead and motion him out, snap the ball right here, and you can see cover 2, same thing is going to get open. You see squares open, and you seen what X did. And I didn't throw it just because I wanted you to see it, because I'm going to hop in replay, because I want this video to kind of get along. This is actually way too long. This is actually a longer video than what I've intended it to be. So anyways, I hope y'all are getting good value out of this. Drop a like if you are, though. So right here in cover 2, if they're not zone dropping, this is going to be open all day. And also, as you can see, you can throw this ball, you can pass lead this ball up and up here, and I'll show you that after I get done the replay, that you can do that before I break down the next coverage. Now right here, I wouldn't throw this. Don't throw this. You're gonna throw a pick probably. I know it looks open, but I hardly ever make this read because it's just playing with fire, and I don't like to play with fire. So in cover 2, I like reading this to this up here up top, and sometimes you could probably just get away with like rolling out the pocket. So let's say like the user just somehow plays all this over here. So what I like to do, I'll probably roll out the pocket this way and just playmaker him up the field and just try to get a broken play like that and just live to see another down. So that's what I like to do out of cover 2. But I will show you what I was talking about real quick before I do go into man coverage and what that looks like. So let's say we do call cover 2, put him on a streak, motion him. I just want to show you that you could throw triangles route just so you have to worry about it. So you just want to wait, pass lead up the field just like that, and hopefully you don't get it under pressure and accurate. But as you can see, there's gonna be a lot of room, and I will show you some gameplay on that as well. But last coverage I do want to talk about in this video, and like I said, I appreciate all y'all who stick around and watch the whole video. I really appreciate y'all. So we're gonna talk about man coverage right here, and I'm gonna show you what this tight end does against man. So just take circle, put him on a streak, motion him out. And then also I'm gonna give you another man beater setup as well. So right there, as you can see, that's gonna be a man beating corner route. That's what, and we have our best receiver right there. So if they want to play man, they're gonna have to do a great job, and that'll work against anybody, well, any receiver, because it's such a sharp man beating corner route. Now, right here, you don't want to throw this against man coverage. You're probably going to throw a pick 10 out of 10 times, so don't throw that. But right here, if they don't put a purple in the right spot, you can have that easy. And now I wanted to show you this tight end route as well. So now in man coverage, he's actually going to do an out route. And depending on who you have at tight end, you can get away with trying to lowball that. Depending on who you have to have a good route runner, like somebody like Travis Kelce or somebody like George Kittle, somebody like that, to even want to throw that pass right there. So I wouldn't lie to you. And depending on who you have as a burner, you could get away with this, because like I said, you're gonna have a linebacker on him, you see, because they're gonna have to play like some type of 4-down lineman front to stop the run. So they're gonna have a linebacker on the receiver, and if you have a fast enough receiver, of course you can have a potential one-play touchdown. Now, last adjustment I want to talk about before I show you some game film. I couldn't think about it, but it's gonna be you want to take square, put them on a slant, and then take circle, put them on a streak, and then this right here is just going to kill man coverage, because they're not going to be able to press this slant. And then also triangle is already going to kill man coverage itself. So motion him out, you see how he just can't get a you see how you can't get a jam on him? That's going to stay true pretty much every single time. So that's gonna wrap up for part 1. Like I said, get this video to 75 likes for part 2. And I truly appreciate all y'all checking my videos. And if you ever want to talk to me, just talk to me in the comments. You know, let me know if you're liking it. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know how you feel about the style that I choose to do videos on. Just anything you want to talk to me about. I love hearing from y'all. But anyways, I hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.